Hey, everybody. Welcome to Extra Innings on the 680 The Fan YouTube channel. I'm Buck Ballou. Just got through with the Buck Ballou show on the 680 The Fan side of things. And look, I only get like 42 minutes of content. So JP Petrini came up with this idea. Ballou, we're going to give you a little more time. What do you say we do Extra Innings live on the YouTube channel a couple of times a week and give you a chance to do a little deeper dive into some of the content, some of the topics that we've had on the show. And so today I thought we'd talk about the Atlanta Braves. We're 3 weeks out from spring training getting underway down in Northport. And I don't know about you, but I'm excited about the new season and anxious to see the new baseball team down there. We've got some changes, obviously, especially at shortstop. And coming up here in just a moment, we're going to dive into Vaughn Grissom and his opportunity that he has winning that shortstop job and replacing Dansby Swanson at that premier position in the big league, shortstop. You got to have a good one if you're planning on winning a lot of baseball games. Dansby obviously is off to Chicago to play for the Cubs, and we'll be breaking that down coming up here in just a couple of moments, though. Some other things going on I wanted to talk about right off the top here. And number one, you know, we're all fans of the Braves, most all of us. And so we're watching and listening to the Braves. Obviously, 680 The Fan, the home of the Braves. You can listen to the Braves here on 680 The Fan all season long. And then on the TV side, we got some changes going on there with Chip Caray now has agreed to become the St. Louis Cardinals TV play-by-play guy. Great for Chip, and wish him well. Had a great run here in Atlanta with the Braves. It's been a long, long time since we've not had a Caray talking about Braves baseball, but wishing him well in St. Louis, one of the great hotbeds in Major League Baseball right there, and he's going to be going home, so really happy for him and that opportunity. And, you know, here were the Braves, we're all wondering, okay, who's going to replace Chip Caray up in the booth on the TV side? And here at 680 The Fan, I'd say I'm a big fan of Ben Ingram and the job that he's done on the radio side as the play-by-play man. And so I think he's got to be a guy that's going to be talked about replacing Chip on the TV side. I guess Boog Shambi is another one here in 2007, 2008, 2009, doing Braves games. And so they could bring him back. Boog Shambi, very popular. Brian Anderson has been doing the Brewers games for a long time. He looks like he's about 12 years old, but he's been working for Milwaukee, the Brewers games since 2007. So he must have been in third grade back then, but he does a great job. Really impressed with him. Maybe he's on the list, but Ben Ingram would be an awesome guy to get that opportunity now. What would we do on the radio side? Gosh, I know Jim Powell would be available. He is, the last couple of seasons, has been sort of a part-timer, could fill that role too. So we're all anxious to see what happens there, and wishing Chip Caray nothing but the best as he moves on to St. Louis. So big news coming down last night with the Baseball Hall of Fame voting that came down, and Andrew Jones, one of the all-time greats, came up a little bit short in the voting. But my message to Andrew would be, just be patient, man. It's going to happen for you. He's been trending up with the voting that has taken place. Back in 2020, Andrew only got 19% of the vote. Now, remember, you got to get 75% of the vote to become a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. So in 2020, Andrew with 19%. He's been trending up ever since. 34% of the vote in 2021, 41% of the vote in 2022, and just got 58% of the vote in this year's voting in 2023. He's got 4 more voting cycles that will take place. So he's still alive and well as far as being inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And, you know, as a former professional outfielder playing minor league ball, I think I know a little something about quality outfield play. And I tell you, Andrew Jones, the best I've ever seen. watching Major League Baseball. I think he's deserving of being in the Baseball Hall of Fame. 10 consecutive Gold Gloves. One of the greatest outfielders of all time, in my opinion. 400-plus home runs. So he also was lighting them up on the offensive side of the ball there, too, over 17 seasons in the big leagues. So Andrew Jones, just be patient, man. Your time's coming. We can all celebrate Fred McGriff, who played with the Braves here during some of the glory days, going in this year. So we'll have somebody to feel great about going into the Hall of Fame. I've never met a Braves fan that was not a big fan of the crime dog, Fred McGriff. And I think he's going to get that vote. Just going to be a matter of time. Been trending up ever since he got on the ballot. So I wanted to talk about Brave spring training, and specifically, you know, there's some areas of the team we're all talking about. Some of the boys down at the coffee shop where I step in, they've been talking about who's going to win the shortstop job. And Brian Snitker already on record that down at spring training that Vaughn Grissom and Orlando Arcia will compete for the shortstop job. Now, one of them might win the job. They might share the job. Alex Anthopoulos is liable to, if he's disappointed in what they see, he's liable to go out and get a shortstop and bring a shortstop in to be the shortstop in this upcoming season. But this is the biggest question for the Braves as we enter spring training and get ready for the new season. I'm a big believer in Vaughn Grissom, and I know it's been a small sample size from what we've seen. 41 games in the show with the Braves last season, 39 games filling in for the injured Ozzie Albies at second base. So even though he was a shortstop, you know, the guy showed off his ability to play the middle infield spots, came up, filled in for Ozzie at the second base side, and did a really solid job. Played one game at shortstop, so that's our sample size with Vaughn Grissom. One game at the big league level at the shortstop position. But again, I was really impressed. He went out there and swung the bat. What he was able to do in that first year was pretty impressive. There offensively, in that he went out and he did a good job swinging the bat, man. 41 games, and really came out of the gate in August, hit .311 in the month of August in the lineup. 3 home runs, 10 RBI. I mean, got off to a great start. If you were watching, paying attention, you had to be impressed with that. In September, you know, the average dipped down to 266, still with a couple of bombs, 7 RBI. Things looked really good at that point in time. But finished the month of September into October where he slumped late in the season. Went 6 for his last 36 in the regular season. That's a 166 clip. Did not hit a home run in those 36 at-bats. So I think what happened there was the scouting report got on how to pitch to Vaughn Grissom, a 21-year-old rookie at the time, and just was not able to make the changes there to get that turned around. But I'll tell you what, my first impression is the Braves have a winner in Vaughn Grissom. When I say winner, showing up, not worried about the stats. Here was a guy that was showing up to help win baseball games. A team-first dude, if you know what I'm talking about, which fits into the Braves culture very well. When he wasn't in the lineup, saw him over there in the dugout. When they cut to the dugout, you would see him soaking up knowledge, talking to the other players there on the bench about the game, and trying to soak up as much knowledge as he could get. He just wasn't over there hanging out looking at the girls up in the stands. I mean, this guy was trying to get better even when he wasn't playing. I like his all-around skill set, too. The guy can swing the bat. Defensively, at second base, he was really impressive. Made a lot of the plays you need to make at the second base area. And loved his makeup. You know, very mature guy at 21 years old. Looked like he belonged in the big leagues, which is huge. Good first impression. on what he did there. The critics out there with Vaughn Grissom, they say, look, he's got a big body for a shortstop, 6'3", 210 pounds, really big for a shortstop. And some of the critics, the doubters that are out there wondering if that build, his stature, will allow him to pick it defensively. And I really don't have a concern with that part of the deal. He's been working hard in preparation of getting an opportunity of winning the shortstop job. This off season, I had planned 3 one-week ground ball sessions with Coach Washington, who works with the infielders for the Braves ad nauseum. And so we had 3 of these one-week sessions in New Orleans, where Ron Washington resides during the offseason. Went down and spent already 2 of those weeks, 2 one-week sessions down with Ron. And, Ron didn't typically brag on people. He doesn't just say things to be saying them, but he's been very complimentary of what he's seen out of the young shortstop during these one-week sessions. Now, there's one left. They'll have one down at Northport at the spring training site. And so that is yet to come there. But all indications are he's been impressive, working on his defense. And here's basically the bottom line as I see it for Vaughn Grissom winning the job at shortstop. Number one is defensively, just go out there and make the plays, the routine plays that you expect a major league shortstop to make. I think that is, what he should be focused on. We don't need a Gold Glove winner at shortstop to win the division for the 6th consecutive year. Just go out and make the routine plays. And that should be enough defensively in your first year on the job. And then offensively, I would imagine that Snit's going to have him hitting at the bottom of the lineup, somewhere a 7th, 8th, or 9th in this Braves lineup. So there won't be a lot of pressure on Vaughn to go out and put up big numbers offensively. So just focus on swinging at strikes, putting the ball in play, advancing some runners, and, look at it that way. Shouldn't be a lot of pressure on him offensively either, hitting down at the bottom of the batting order. So I tell you, I like the kid. I know it's a small sample size. We're going to learn a lot more about Vaughn Grissom coming up during spring training. And I know, like you, I'm really totally focused in on what's going to happen at that shortstop position. As I mentioned, if you're going to be a winning ball club, you need a shortstop that can play ball at the big league level. As a matter of fact, at the youth league level, at the high school level, at the travel ball level, minor league level, major league level, you need a shortstop that can play ball. So we're all obviously Braves fans hoping that Vaughn is going to be the answer. Can't wait to see it. I don't know about you. I'm ready for baseball to get started, especially now that college football season's over and the NFL season's winding down. Looking forward to checking out Vaughn down at spring training. Hope you'll join me later this week as we continue again with Extra Innings on the Fan YouTube channel, and we'll do this after my show ends. My show on the radio side, 10 to 11, we'll be trying to do this twice a week at 11:30 here on 680 The Fan's YouTube channel. But that's my Braves deep dive today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll be back next time on Extra Innings.